junk. And more junk. Do you get a lot of junk in your mailbox? I don't know about you, but I hate it. I think the same can be said for our inbox. Do you get a lot of junk email, or more importantly, irrelevant email, even from things that you're somewhat interested in? Well, hi, I'm Terry from terryandlee.com, where I share technology tips and tutorials for online businesses. So what does all this junk mail have to do with today's topic, which is email marketing and email automation? And they are different. Well, it has everything to do with your business. So if you're at the beginning stages, let's say stage 2 of your business, for where you're looking at an email marketing or email automation system, then today's message is definitely for you. So what do I mean when I talk about email marketing versus email automation? Because those terms get thrown around a lot and they kind of mean different things to different people. Well, I would go back to say that email marketing in its traditional sense is sort of that old school where they send you a blast where everybody and their mama got the same email, and it's not really for you. They're kind of hoping it applies to you. Well, email automation is more about sending targeted, relevant emails to your customers or potential customers so that you don't get a stack of junk that doesn't have anything to do with you. So that I will stop getting mail about a dog I don't have and some pet services, but maybe I'd get some targeted emails about a volleyball camp for my niece. Now there's a thought. How do you know which email system to pick? If you already have an email marketing solution and it's working for you, don't throw it out. Stay tuned, but you might at some point outgrow it, and you should know what you should be looking for. Now, some of the online marketers today that make a lot of money are using a product called Infusionsoft. Now, I'm not pitching Infusionsoft, but I want to make a point. If that is sort of the holy grail in what we might be moving towards, you want to get a product or start with a product that would be in line to maybe migrate or upgrade to it at a later point. So what's the difference between, say, Infusionsoft and MailChimp? Well, it's huge. But one of the major things is that Infusionsoft manages more than just email. It's about managing your entire business. It's outside of the scope of this tip, but I will show you on the back end how it works with your email system. Now, remember when I talked about how old school marketing uses lists? Well, I want to make it clear that both old school and new school use lists. It's just that old school focuses on lists and new school does not. And so what do I mean by that? Well, how they organize it is by putting everybody in a list. I might have a prospect list. I might have a customer list. I have a list for a webinar. I have a list for somebody downloading. And so I, as a visitor to your site, might be on 4 different lists, and I count as 4 different maybe subscribers in your account. You're kind of paying extra for that, but it's all about managing all these different lists. And so it's more susceptible that I would get emails that aren't necessarily targeted to me. So what's the new way of doing it? It's called tagging or adding labels. So your visitor would be in your account, your email system, like one time. And based upon what that visitor or customer does, you apply or remove a tag or label. So if I show up at your site for volleyball camps and I pick a download that's really awesome, you might apply a tag to it that says, interest, free download for volleyball camps or something like that. And then if I attend a webinar, you would apply another tag. So it makes it easier to send me targeted, specific, relevant email for what I'm interested in. And you set up these sales funnels or automations or pipelines. They're called so many different things, but they all mean the same thing. It's a sales funnel. You may nurture me. You may send a few emails that say, hey, Terry was interested in this volleyball camp. Let's send her the next upcoming event. Let's send her, some pricing information or what have you. And they would be separate emails in which you would have me do one thing at the end of it, whatever it was. Join your Facebook group, join whatever. But it would be something that nurtures me along the way. And then eventually you might pitch an offer to me. Not right out the gate, but you would pitch an offer. So that's kind of one of the major differences between old school, list-based, new school, tags, and automations. So how does that look on the back end? Well, let me go over to my MailChimp account. So as you can see, I have a couple of test lists right here. And I've added them in here. I've added a person in here, which is just the same subscriber on each list. And so can you have some type of automations with MailChimp? Yes, you can. But it's still a list-based product. And you're not the only one. And I don't want it to seem like I'm poo-pooing on MailChimp. I used MailChimp for a while. It's free for your first 2,000 users. So it's a great place to start. People love MailChimp. But I'm always thinking about where am I trying to go, and if I upgrade or migrate my list, how complicated is it, and how long does it take? And you don't want to do that kind of multiple times because you always kind of lose something in between each upgrade. So I want you to kind of start off with a good foundation. So one of the products, and I'm going to mention 3 of them, we're going to look at Drip, we'll look at ActiveCampaign, and then I'll show you what it looks like on the back end of Infusionsoft. So again, that's if that holy grail is for you. So if we go over and look at Drip, you'll immediately see something totally different. This is my automation or my workflow for delivering a lead magnet or PDF. So you know how you go to a website and they say, hey, I want to download this free offer called a lead magnet, and I'm opting in. I'm giving it a minimum my email address, maybe name an email address, preferably name because you want to send a customized email to me and say, hey, Terry, not just hey there. And so if we look through this is sort of just a workflow, and it's a template. I haven't done anything with this, but you'll see that there's options in there that says, hey, here's a trigger, or meaning and what is going to cause this sales funnel to start working. And that means, okay, from Drip, they submitted a form. And there's other things that could be in here. Maybe they, let's say shopping cart, let's say they purchased something. You wanted them to do something. They use Calendly, which is a scheduling program. And so maybe they signed up for an event of yours. And there's different options that you would have them do. Apply a tag, subscribe them to an email sequence, send them something, on and on. I think you kind of get the idea that it's about what happens to trigger or cause this to start operating, and then you want to customize it and nurture the person with the sales funnel. The same can be said with ActiveCampaign. Looks similar. You can, a tag or a label is applied to somebody. This one is about a follow-up if somebody were interested in something that's on your site. And so there's all kinds of things, and they do similar, wait a couple of days, do this, send another email, do this. But the layout of it is visual, but the important thing is both of these products, both Drip and ActiveCampaign, have templates for sending email campaigns out to people. Trying to think in here, I had stopped using ActiveCampaign for Infusionsoft, but these are just some of the emails, and there's templates that come with it. And so it's pretty easy to get going, but I will admit, as much as I love ActiveCampaign, Drip was just a little bit easier to kind of get going, especially if you are very new to any email marketing. I found Drip a little bit easier. So if we look at the holy grail, if you will, of email marketing and just managing your business, then Infusionsoft has all of that in there and so much more. So if you go to my site, one of the things that's on there is the technology roadmap. And so I'll show you what it looks like on the back end for this. Now, it's similar to ActiveCampaign and Drip. They are all about email and maybe sales. But with Infusionsoft, it's about your business as a whole. So I can have a starting point for this sales funnel that is about, did somebody opt in to get this from my Facebook post? Did they get it from a WordPress blog? Did they get it from a web form that's on a different part of my site? And I'm about to add in one for Instagram. So I'm sort of creating my sales funnel one time, but the entry points for it can be from a variety of sources that's about my overall business and not just about whether I send an email campaign or they actually made a sale. So there's an email confirmation, and all of these are at a high level because if you click on them, then this is about applying a tag, sending the actual information, but it's just at a different level. But all of that to say, when you're looking for your email, and so there's many more things that you can do and follow up. This is a simple, small workflow or sales funnel, if you will, but there are some that are complex, and when you look at them, they can be very intimidating. But that can also be said for ActiveCampaign and even Drip. So if you're at the beginning stages and depending on what your budget is, my recommendation is going to probably between Drip, which gets you started for free for up to 100 users. But if you're going to start paying out of the gate, I would still try Drip because you could always just see what the process is. But I really like ActiveCampaign. If you're ready to go, have products that you're ready to sell, then Infusionsoft would definitely be something to look at too. Now, are there others? Absolutely. There's ConvertKit that's very popular. But my first impression is that it didn't have some of the templates and things that I was looking for that I saw in Drip or ActiveCampaign. So I hope this video has helped you to know the difference between old school, list-based, and then new school, tag and automation. And don't worry about is it the right one? Pick one, move forward. If you outgrow it, you can always change. So please take a moment, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll have some more information below about pricing and where you can sign up for a trial for a variety of options.